The latest patch just dropped, and it significantly changes the weapon balance. I'm going to break down everything you need to know to adapt. We're covering all weapon buffs, impactful perk changes, and how this will likely shift the meta. Get ready to adjust your loadouts. Okay, before we jump into the major changes, let's quickly cover some smaller tweaks. These are not going to change your gameplay much, but they're still worth knowing. First up, the PPSH-41 received a slight improvement to its hipfire accuracy. Its bullet spread accuracy, or BSA, was reduced from 208 to 180, which translates to roughly 4.5 meters of effective hipfire range. The M16 got a couple of minor buffs. Its flinch was reduced from 0.6 to 0.5, and its chest shot damage multiplier was increased from 1 to 1.1. However, that damage multiplier change only really makes a difference at ranges beyond 54 meters, making it slightly more consistent for 4-shot kills at very long distances. The RAL MG now has the potential to kill enemies with 2 headshots at close range, thanks to a headshot multiplier increase from 1.4 to 1.5. The Kilo and SPR, both bolt-action sniper rifles, received a small but welcome improvement to their aim-down sight speed. They're now 13 milliseconds faster, making them feel a bit closer to the MK2 in terms of handling. On the nerf side, the MZ42 skeletal stock now has a much larger penalty to hipfire accuracy. The bullet spread accuracy penalty when using that stock increased from 5% to 20%, making hipfire significantly less reliable. The ISO submachine gun had its upper arm damage multiplier slightly increased from 1 to 1.1. This slightly improves its ability to secure 4-shot kills within its second damage range, but is still not a particularly strong weapon overall. The CX9 received a minor flinch reduction, going from 1.2 to 1.1, and a small 5% range increase on the CX38E barrel, which is the barrel commonly used for burst fire builds. Don't expect these changes to dramatically alter the CX9's performance. The chopper light machine gun can now achieve a 4-shot kill with a chest shot at longer ranges due to a chest multiplier increase from 1 to 1.17. This is relatively unlikely to happen consistently, but it's possible. Finally, the Argus shotgun received some buffs to its choke attachment. However, since most players use the Marauder suppressor attachment instead, these choke buffs aren't particularly relevant. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. The changes that could really shake things up. First up, the XM4 received a major recoil overhaul. It has reduced horizontal recoil, the agency suppressor finally provides vertical recoil reduction, a 15% reduction, and they even toned down the visual recoil, often called aim shake. These three improvements combined could make the XM4 significantly more accurate and easier to control. Next, the HBRA3 might be back to being good now. The Thunderbolt attachment now significantly reduces horizontal recoil, going from a 5% reduction to a much more impactful 15% reduction. It also received a huge upper arm multiplier buff, increasing it to 1.2. This means you'll get consistent 4-shot kills across the entire upper body, all the way out to 51 meters. The M13 got some improvements too, with hitbox buffs to the chest, increasing the multiplier to 1.1, and to the lower arms, increasing that multiplier to 1.06. This makes it easier to land 4-shot kills up to 11 meters and improves the consistency of 5-shot kills between 26 and 42 meters. It's not a drastic change, but given how easy the M13 is to use, it could become a surprisingly effective choice. Now for the one that you've probably heard about, the PP19 Bizon. This submachine gun was already strong, and now it's received a massive 10% buff to its bullet spread accuracy, or BSA. With the right attachments, you can achieve a BSA of 16.6, which translates to an effective range of 45 meters. To put that in perspective, that's a longer effective range than many assault rifles, including the XM4, Type 19, Peacekeeper, EM2, and Odin. This buff is likely to make the Bizon an incredibly powerful option in mid-range engagements. Finally, the CVR4 is making a comeback. It received a significant bullet spread accuracy buff, going from a BSA of 24 down to 20. This improvement means you can finally use attachments like the monolithic suppressor without severely impacting its accuracy. I'm personally excited to see if this change brings the CBR4 back into the meta. It was a favorite of mine back in the day. Now, it's not just weapons that got a shakeup. You've got major changes to operators and perks that could significantly alter the flow of matches. First, Restock got a massive buff. It now recharges your lethal and tactical equipment in just 15 seconds, down from 20. This means a lot more grenades and tactical equipment flying around. Overclock also got a significant boost. Your operator skill will now charge 40% faster, up from 30%. I usually get 2 or 3 operator skills per game. With this buff, you might be seeing 4 or even 5. That's a huge increase in operator usage. Several operators, the Sparrow, Gravity Spike, and Control Field, all receive charge speed buffs. While the exact amount isn't specified, even a small increase combined with the Overclock buff could dramatically increase their frequency, particularly the Sparrow, which is a competitive staple. We are looking at potentially 1 Sparrow every 2 minutes. Lastly, the Death Machine received a significant buff. It now provides 30% damage reduction, up from 25%, and its damage output has been increased by 20%. This makes the Death Machine considerably more powerful and durable. It will be interesting to see if this makes it a more viable choice, even in competitive play. That's the change with the new season coming, and you better stop making these mistakes before it arrives.